Guys, today I'll be answering this question of can you simply just grow out of your maladaptive daydreaming? Because I've seen people say that daydreaming or maladaptive daydreaming is mostly for young people because young people create these imaginary worlds. Like when you're a child, you love creating imaginary worlds or you love fantasizing. But the more you grow up now, you don't fantasize and you start looking at life logically. So fantasizing is not for you. So first, while I was doing research on this, I realized actually this addiction to daydreaming is not just a problem for young people because I even did research with people who are 70 years and they are still daydreaming. People who are 60, 40. So it cuts across all ages. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that because you are young, it's just a habit for the young. Of course, it has a point because when you're young, you tend to be more creative and more fantasy oriented. So you'll tend to use a coping mechanism which is readily available for you, which is fantasizing, which can be now daydreaming. So of course it will affect young people more. And you may think that also the more you grow, the more you grow it. Actually, there are two instances here. The first instance is growing out of maladaptive daydreaming doesn't mean that you've resolved your underlying issues. This is because you might grow up, yes, but instead of now coping with maladaptive daydreaming, because it's a coping mechanism, you find another coping mechanism. It can be toxic relationships. It can be addiction to sexual addiction. It can be addiction to substances or just something else to cope with the underlying issues. So you may grow up, but unless you really deal with the things you are coping with, which is those underlying issues, your coping mechanism just changes. So you've not really grown at all in quotes. You're just the same person who's still stuck in the past but now has a different coping mechanism. So that's the growing up without dealing with the underlying issues. But you may also grow out of it by working on underlying issues. By working on underlying issues here means processing those emotions which led you to using maladaptive daydreaming as a coping mechanism. These are now what are called the root causes. Root causes are like the underlying issues or the emotions you went or the things you went through in the past which you didn't process fully. So once you work on these things, actually what you realize is you will not need a coping mechanism for your emotions in the present moment. You'll just be okay crying, you'll be okay feeling happy, you'll just be okay because your past will not be affecting how you live your life presently as much. So you either grow up and find another coping mechanism, or you grow up really on a deeper level and grow out by and grow out of the maladaptive daydreaming by dealing with those underlying issues. And you have to realize is once you work on those underlying issues, other areas in your life will also improve. Because something about maladaptive daydreaming is it's not the only problem or the only symptom you're experiencing in the present life. You may also have other symptoms like overthinking, intrusive thoughts, toxic relationships. So all those are symptoms of underlying issues. Once you work on underlying issues, you will find that you will be feeling lighter, you'll be feeling in control, you'll be feeling like you have high self-esteem because all those things are originating from underlying issues. So grow up, or don't wait to grow up so that you can overcome maladaptive daydreaming, but instead just work on those underlying issues so that you can live a life where you are more free or where you have more choice in your present moment. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.